We'll be asking a couple of questions to both of these gentlemen who have just played in the show match. And Jelly, I might come to you first as the loser. Unfortunately, I have to say it outright. How does it feel after playing against Slogo? Was that it didn't look all that close, but I know that you were quite hype in the comms.
Well, in my experience, it was a really close game up until the end. They took the lead in almost every single round at the start, and me and Garrett, we were just working our way back, trying to take that victory, trying to get it, but we just ran out of time every single round. And you know what, Josh? I just want to say congratulations. You are a good Rocket League player. Maybe better than me, perhaps.
Maybe the best.
Not better than Garrett and your teammate. Nope.
Oh, well, then that kind of leads in for you, Slogo. How was it playing with Yukio, the professional Rocket League player from SK?
Oh, it was great. I mean, I spent most of the game with him telling me I'm not going to try hard, and then me telling him you need to try hard. That was most of my time. But for the rest of it, it was I had some good advice. I learned a lot. And it was a great experience. Yeah, it was really good.
That was going to be the follow-on question for Jelly here. How much have you learned? Because I know both of you, I know that both of you haven't played a large amount of Rocket League. Have you taken anything away from this, Jelly, in terms of the mechanics?
Well, no, just like Josh said, I've learned a lot from Garrett, and Garrett actually asked me when we just met roughly 2 hours ago, I'd say. How much have you played this game? I said 17 hours. He was like, oh, I'm surprised. That's a lot. And I'm like, so how many hours have you played? He said 10,000. I'm like, okay. I have no chance against this guy. But he was my teammate, so that's great. But still, you know, Josh, I'm not sure how many hours you've done. Probably 10 times more than me. I'm not saying that's the reason you won, but it might have factored in a little.
Slogo, surely. I think I heard you say something like 8 hours. Is that right?
Well,
no.
This is what I'm confused about, because that's just what my Steam says. I'm pretty sure almost all the hours we have are with each other, Jelly. So I think we've got an equal amount of hours, actually.
Josh, you cannot debunk me here. I'm trying to just make myself look good.
The interview. This is my part, okay? I'm pretty sure Jelly's just left it on overnight, and then because he forgets to turn the game off, and that's really where half of his hours come from. So it actually does make sense, to be honest. I think we're equal, though. I've got
to equal apart from in the scoreline. So how does it feel the best, Jelly?
Oh yeah, I just mean equal.
It seemed like an easier game.
Yeah, you beat me, Josh.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, certainly did. By a country mile. We'll say it was by a country mile. It seemed like the game modes were the only time that Garrett and Jelly had a chance. Now, as we kind of move closer to the Gamers Without Borders, I'd like to hear from you, Jelly. Why did you want to be a part of Gamers Without Borders? Like, why did you say yes to coming on for this show match?
Well, they told me I could beat Josh at Rocket League.
How did that go?
Fine. No, no. Of course. I mean, first of all, it's for a great cause. And once I read the email and I saw what this is all about, I was all in straight away. And honestly, the thought of beating Josh was definitely a great second factor. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but perhaps another day.
And Slogo, for you, is there any emphasis behind joining on, or was it purely to get a shot at Jelly in this?
No, I mean, the thing is, I every day I play with Jelly, I get to beat him, so it wasn't going to be that much of a special thing. For me, it was more about being able to play for charity and being able to do it for a good cause, because, we play games all the time, so being able to play it for something that was really important, more important than just beating Jelly all the time, and that was a perfect opportunity.
Excuse me.
Now, of course, you mentioned playing for charity. Of course, we are here for the COVID-19 vaccine distributions, where Gamers Without Borders have committed about $10 million USD to supporting that distribution out to those less fortunate. But, because some of us have been in lockdown, Slogo, I'll come back to you. How has it been for you, mentally, physically? How have you been getting through it?
I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, honestly, gamers are probably the most prepared people to experience lockdown out of anyone. to be completely honest. And so for me, and I think for Jelly as well, it's a good opportunity for us to just focus on making videos and making content for people, because everyone's at home. A lot of what they're going to be doing is consuming content and playing games. So it kind of gave us a good opportunity to focus in on that and do what we do best, I suppose.
Now, Jelly, you have twice the amount of subscribers as Slogo here, so I would like to get your professional opinion on this, the more qualified opinion. By the way, Slogo, you've still got 10.3 million more followers or subscribers than I do on YouTube, that's for sure. But Jelly, doing this as a job, being a content creator and bringing that content straight to the doorsteps of people who have been locked down and who have been affected, do you think that this has helped people get through this time, the last year and a half it's almost been?
Absolutely. You see, Slogo and I, like you said, we work together on a daily basis. We record a lot together, and one of the things we actually want to do is just simply entertain people. We don't want them to think about what's going on around them in the world. Surely we just want them to turn on their iPads or iPhones and watch YouTube and not have to think about anything else. So that's the content we're trying to create, and we're just trying to have a good time, and we hope everybody who's watching also has a good time and doesn't have to think about all the bad things around them.
And Slogo, how long have you guys been working together for now?
Too long. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years, maybe? Probably.
Jeez.
Sounds about right.
A very long time, a strong connection for you both. Slogo, what are you looking forward to most as, we kind of come back into a normalized society, if you will, once we're kind of out of the thick of the pandemic?
I mean, I think it's fair to say, I think it's going to be for a lot of people, is that getting out and sort of doing a bit of traveling would be nice. Doing it under some level of normality as well. So I think that's really going to be the main thing, and seeing some new places and stuff. That'd be great.
Yeah, traveling around and getting to see some people, doing things that, we considered normal almost 2 years ago seem like a bit of a gimmick nowadays. It's crazy to think about that. But as this is an esports tournament, the $1 million tournament split between EMEA and the Americas for Rocket League. Jelly, have you been watching much esports over the past couple of years?
That's a very good question. Actually, a little. I'm into racing, so I really like watching the F1, for example. Esports. I've actually participated some myself also, and I think it's just super cool. I'm super into video games, and the fact that when I grew up, this didn't exist, and it is here now is crazy to me. Unfortunately, I proved today I'm not good enough to become a professional esport player. However, I'm good at watching. I'm good at watching it. So.
Well, look, maybe not in Rocket League. Maybe Rocket League might be the title that you kind of just push to the side and you focus on something else. But Slogo, as we're keeping on that esports topic, do you see esports becoming the future? Obviously, content creation has really taken over the entire globe. I think, you two are both a great test to that, and showing what kind of reach you have and the ability you have to change people's lives on a daily basis. But do you think, in a sense, that esports may ever overtake sports?
I personally think that there's a perfect world for the both of them. I don't think that they necessarily conflict with each other. I think that they, both types of things, esports and sports will just kind of flourish in their own way. And I think that esports really fills in sort of a different type of, it runs its own sort of niche and has its own category and has its own sort of viewer base that is interested in that. So I think really it's more about it standing out as its own thing and becoming more normalized. I think that's going to be what's key and is going to grow as we move forwards into the future.
Yeah, and the future's all but here now. So I guess I'll let you guys kind of to close this out. Jelly, would you have any final words before we let you go?
Slogo, congratulations on your victory, but it doesn't make you the better player.
And Slogo, for you?
Obviously, you didn't look at the statistics after the game because I don't think that quite agrees with you.
No, I don't agree with statistics. It's all in my head.
You've already had your last word. Sorry, mate.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, please, at the Slogo's time. But gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us here for the show match, and of course, joining myself for the final couple of words. We're going to go to a short break.